Hi, continuing today's thought. Today I'm turning the floor over to Benjamin Netanyahu, who made a very important statement. He spoke directly to the Lebanese people. I'm just going to go right to the statement, and then I'm going to have some comments afterwards that I hope you'll stick around to hear. So here is Benjamin Netanyahu.
This is a message to the people of Lebanon. Do you remember when your country was called the Pearl of the Middle East? I do. So what happened to Lebanon? A gang of tyrants and terrorists destroyed it. That's what happened. Lebanon was once known for its tolerance, for its beauty. Today, it's a place of chaos, a place of war. Israel withdrew from Lebanon 25 years ago. But the country that actually conquered Lebanon is not Israel. It's Iran. Iran, which finances and arms Hezbollah to serve Iran's interests at Lebanon's expense. Hezbollah has turned Lebanon into a stockpile of ammunition and weapons and a forward Iranian military base. Just one day after the October 7th massacre a year ago, Hezbollah joined the war against Israel. It launched an unprovoked attack on our cities and on our citizens. It has since fired over 8,000 missiles at Israel, killing civilians without distinctions, Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Druze. Israel has decided to put an end to this. We've decided to do whatever is necessary to return our people safely to their homes. Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel also has a right to win, and Israel will win. We've degraded Hezbollah's capabilities. We took out thousands of terrorists, including Nasrallah himself, and Nasrallah's replacement, and the replacement of his replacement. Today, Hezbollah is weaker than it's been for many, many years. Now you, the Lebanese people, you stand at a significant crossroads. It is your choice. You can now take back your country. You can return it to a path of peace and prosperity. If you don't, Hezbollah will continue to try to fight Israel from densely populated areas at your expense. It doesn't care if Lebanon is dragged into a wider war. Christians, Druze, Muslims, Sunnis, and Shiites, all of you are suffering because of Hezbollah's futile war against Israel. Today I ask every mother and every father in Lebanon a simple question. Is it worth it? Because it doesn't have to be that way. I know you want a better future for your children. So I'm speaking to all of you today. There is a better way for your children, for your cities, for your villages, for your country. You deserve to restore Lebanon to its days of tranquility. You deserve a Lebanon that is different. One country, one flag, one people. Don't let these terrorists destroy your future any more than they've already done. Stand up and take your country back. You have an opportunity that hasn't existed in decades. An opportunity to take care of the future of your children and grandchildren. You have an opportunity to save Lebanon before it falls into the abyss of a long war that will lead to destruction and suffering like we see in Gaza. It doesn't have to be that way. Each of you can take a step for your future, even a small step. You can make a difference. I say to you, the people of Lebanon, free your country from Hezbollah so that this war can end. Free your country from Hezbollah so that your country could prosper again, so that future generations of Lebanese and Israeli children will know neither war nor bloodshed, but will finally live together in peace.
The video that you just saw and heard really speaks for itself. I have nothing to add to it except to applaud it, but I do have a couple of comments, and one of them is actually a suggestion, because as you heard, Benjamin Netanyahu was speaking in English, but he was speaking to the people of Lebanon. Well, he was also speaking to the world too, which is why he spoke in English. He was sending a message to, well, making a case to the world, but he was also addressing the Lebanese people who are native Arabic speakers. So I would have thought that it would be a nice idea to have Arabic subtitles in the video. And likewise, when, as he's done in the past, if he makes a statement to the people of Iran, to have Farsi subtitles in the video, so that people in either of those countries, Lebanon or Iran, who don't speak English, don't understand English, can get the message. So that's number one. That's my comment. But number two, he kind of alluded to it, but he did not say directly. It bears reminding everybody that in 1983, Israel and Lebanon signed a peace treaty. And what happened to it was that the Syrians who were occupying Lebanon at the time opposed it, as you would expect, and pressured the president, Amin Gemayel, to, I think I got that name right, to abrogate the treaty. So that's what happened. But the point I'm making is that the Lebanese people, Hezbollah is an Iranian cat's paw. They are not the Lebanese people, which is one of these reasons why I may do a separate thought on this, that you now have Hezbollah saying that they're, well, one of the, his name is Nabi Berri, I forget his exact title, position, but he has been discussing a ceasefire with Israel, or he wants a ceasefire, or he's advocated it, or suggested it, or whatever, however you want to put it. And I guess the current leader of, we'll see how long he is, Netanyahu, the Israelis, they assassinated Nasrallah, as you know. They also assassinated his designated successor, his replacement, and they assassinated the replacement. And actually, the next person in line to be offered the job said, oddly enough, that he doesn't want the job, but I digress. The point is that whoever is nominally, at least in charge of Hezbollah, said that they are open to, they're encouraging the ceasefire talks. I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk, I may talk, well, I'll probably talk about this more at length. The point is that the destruction that is being wrought on now, the Israelis have brought the war to Beirut. As somebody, an Israeli official said, I don't remember who it was, said that the Israelis are not going to cower in bomb shelters while Lebanese lead normal lives. So the Hezbollah is probably getting some pressure, and plus, there is no war. There, as I just said, there was a peace treaty for a brief period of time between Israel and Lebanon. Israel has no designs, well, they have no designs on anybody outside of Israel. That's what's so tragic about all these wars. They're being waged by people who just cannot stand the idea of a Jewish state existing. That's what this is all about. So we'll have to see what happens. But the point I was making is that the Lebanese people are suffering, as Netanyahu said. They are suffering because of Hezbollah. They are Hezbollah, whatever, and this is for the world. That's why he spoke in English. That whatever Beirut, whatever Lebanon, the Lebanese people are suffering, it's because of Hezbollah. It is only because of Hezbollah, which is basically a parasite, a foreign parasite imposed on Lebanon by Iran. Hezbollah is loyal to Iran. They have no loyalty to Lebanon at all, and they're bent on destroying Israel. Never mind what happens to Lebanon. But maybe that's going to change. And just one final thought on this, because I'll, as I said, expand on it in a separate thought. But Israel should not discuss a ceasefire. And the representative, Israel's representative to the UN, Danny Danon, said that what they want is very simple, that Lebanon or the Hezbollah has to stop targeting Israel, number one. Number two, move 18 miles north above they and their weapons, 18 miles north to the other side of the Litani River, and And I forgot what the third one is that they wanted. Those are basically the two things said. And people, and no connection with Gaza, nothing to do with the Gaza war, because that's the other, what is so tragic about this, and is that Hezbollah, Israel was not threatening Hezbollah. Hezbollah launched, because they said they started launching rockets immediately after the Israelis went, October 8th, the day after the massacres, they started launching all these rockets at Israel, and they said they would keep launching them until and unless Israel agreed to a ceasefire with Gaza. So that's off the table. That's, I guess, that's a fourth point I guess I wanted to mention, that they're now, when Nabib Berri said that he is open to ceasefire, he did not specify, he left out any idea of a linkage between Hezbollah stopping and Gaza, between what Hezbollah is doing and Gaza. So if that's true, that makes everything Hezbollah did, it makes it totally pointless. They were just firing on Israel to fire on Israel, and they're getting there, which is actually, this is a fifth point I will make. The last one, I promise, but this is important. All these people who are talking about, they don't understand this is a religious war. These people are religious fanatics. They are jihadists. And what disappoints me is so many of these people commenting have never done what I've done and read the Quran. Read the Quran, read Islamic history. If they do, they would know what I think the Israelis know, or somebody there should know. I'm sure somebody does. That in a nutshell, if a jihadist asks for a ceasefire, or says they support a ceasefire, it means they're losing. They would not do that if these jihadists would never bargain, they would never negotiate if they think they're winning. And this comes from Islamic history, and in the Quran, it's called a hudna, and it's in the Quran. It's drawn on Muhammad was when he was in the early stages of building Islam, and he was the Muslims were besieging Mecca, which at that time was controlled, it was ruled by the Quraysh, a tribe of Jews, a Jewish tribe. Muhammad was besieging Mecca, but was not. He was too weak. He was failing. So he agreed to a 10-year truce with the Quraysh, and he broke the truce after 2 years when he became stronger within 2 years, and he immediately broke the truce. So that's the final point: is that any truce is meaningless if it's made with Hezbollah or Hamas, because they will, as they've done in the past, they feel no. It's called taqiyya. They're allowed to say it divides a little Islamic history for you, I guess. The Quran, they divide the whole world into Dar al-Islam, Dar al-Harb, Islam is the house of Islam, and Dar al-Harb is the house of war. And there is these jihadists do not feel bound by any agreement made with Dar al-Harb, and agree, so they could break it. And that's why Danny Danon said that if you want a ceasefire, you have to move. You have to first, facts on the ground, you have to stop targeting Israel. You have to move 18 miles north to the other side of the Litani River. In other words, so that they cannot attack Israel if they don't keep their word, which they do not feel bound to do. If they're 18 miles north, the time it would take them to come to attack Israel, they would be out of missile range, and the time it would take them to to launch a ground invasion, the Israelis would see it in time to stop it. That's the whole point. And unless the Israelis have that, then sorry, Joe Biden, sorry, Kamala Harris, sorry, all you Jew haters out there, they're not going to stop. And that's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. Comments always welcome below the video in the comments section. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.